Snoo pairs. This is the practice routine of the former Gatorade Coach of the Year and out of New Jersey, West Orange High School. This is the Doug Nevins training routine, and what he did really well was, right. A lot of coaches, I noticed are always asking for new drills and exercises, but I noticed what he did was that he did the same sequence of events, right? The same things in every practice, but even though he did the same things, they were a little bit different every time he did them. And for that reason, I noticed that us as a team, we started to expect, right? Since we knew what was coming, it's almost like we started to get better at it because our brains like were adapting to the tasks. So every practice, we did warm up, possession, finishing on goal, crossing and finishing, and then playing to big goals. Warm up, right? Self-explanatory. Then possession. So possession, he would have right, 3 different possession games. The first would be 2-team possession. 5 passes scores a point or something like that. And then the next thing he did was 3-team possession, monkey in the middle style. That one was a lot of fun, but this is dependent on if you have enough colors or pennies, so that you could have 3 different teams, and with like numbers are relevant, right? You can only do it if you have 18 players, or anything divisible by 3. And then the third possession game that was a lot of fun is we did possession through gates, right? So he would lay some cones down on the field, and to set up gates and to score a point, you had to pass through the gates. And why I think this possession game was really effective is because the attacking team, when they approached a gate, they would try and get as many passes back and forth through the gate. But then the defensive team, right, the attackers would have to recognize the pressure from the defensive team and then switch the point of attack to a different gate. So just this ability for teams, the attacking team, to switch the point of attack, I think really translated into just being really dangerous on the field, especially switching the ball from the left side, right, the left to the right, or just transitioning, going from offense to defense, or defense to offense. Right, so 3 different possession games, and then right, it's so 15, so it's like 10, 15 possession, 15 finish on goal, right? 15's all the way through, and then leaving time for playing the big goals, right? So finishing on goal, Doug would, the first part is called Slotsville, right? Slotsville is putting the ball in the side netting of the goal. So basically, it's a low, hard driven ball in this area and this area, right? Side netting. So you'd be standing approximately here on the field, right? Sprint as fast as you can, finish on net. And since this is kind of psychologically taxing on goalkeepers, right? It didn't matter if the goalkeeper's in the goal or not. We would just go as fast as we could, rapid fire through the line, right? He didn't have a whistle. Players would just go at their free will. And then the next part of finishing on goal was he would call Volleysville. Volleysville is players would line up right in this spot. Doug would be here. Doug would be facing the goal, and the players would hand him the ball, and we would face in the opposite direction. So then he would toss the ball over our head, and then we'd take a one-time volley on goal. So that lasted for like 5 minutes. Next part of this routine is crossing and finishing. So all the balls are at these X's, right? These are the crossing lines, and then you have 2 finishing lines in the middle. You alternate serving lines. So this player takes the ball, right? Couple touches up the line, slightly diagonal run, and then cross the ball in. This line zigzags, right? So these 2 lines make crossing runs, and then finish on goal, like one touch finish, right? So then this line goes, and you do the same thing, and there's no whistles involved. It's just whenever players are ready, and you might need to reset, right? You want to get you might not have enough balls, so you might need to reset the corner lines with balls maybe 2 or 3 times to get good repetitions in. And then lastly, we would play to big goals. But an important nuance of playing to big goals is that you want to split your team up into 3 teams. This is super important. And also you want to bring, ideally you can bring a goal so that maybe here, right, you want to bring a goal here, because then what this does is it really forces, you get a lot of transition from offense to defense in a tight area. And what it does is creating a field that's very tight. You're going to have a lot of goals scored it's going to be like rapid fire play. So not only is it going to elevate your speed of play, but since you have 3 teams rotating, it makes it more effective than having only 2 teams. Because if you just have 2 teams play against each other, there's nothing gained or nothing lost. So this doesn't raise the competition level. If you split up the teams into 3, you put 1 team on the outside. So you put players here, 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 and here. And then if you got a surplus of players, you could go 2 on the outsides, 2 on the outsides. You get the idea. But you want to give the players on the outsides their neutral players with 1 touch. And this is important because since they're sitting out and they want to be playing, they're going to be really tuned in, right? So they're going to give great passes to whatever team plays them the ball, because the better that their pass is, the faster that this team on the outside gets to get on the field, right? So we would finish with this playing to big goals every single practice, and it really raised our intensity level. So the theory is if you can raise the intensity level of your team and make it more intense than the competition, right, than your competition level, you in theory you should have a great season, right? This is the essential things that you need to do to be effective in any game. You got to keep the ball, you got to finish on goal in different ways, right? Finishing on goal, just straight on or through crossing and finishing. And then it's being able to transition from offense to defense, ideally quickly, right, to catch the other team sleeping. So this is something that really just focuses on the fundamentals in a very simple way, right? This isn't everything you need to know about coaching at a youth level, but it's enough to be dangerous because it doesn't really, it's super simple. And since it's super simple, it can be very effective. So this is something that you can do every single practice, and you're going to see your players get better and better doing the same drills. So give this a try and reach out with any questions. All right, thank you.